Hello, everybody. This is a little bit of a warning video. Not a bad warning, just saw some chatter about some funeral websites, let's say, that I just want you guys to heads up, be aware. Don't get caught up in something that may look a little too good to be true. Because it probably is. So here is what we're talking about. Funeralosity, which for about 5 minutes I was calling funeralosity. Oh boy. I've been sitting here working on some presentations and I think my brain is mush. But here it is. So we've got this funeralosity website. You can go to it and type in your zip code. Type it in. It's going to pull up the providers who are deemed excellence providers. Who has deemed them this? Who knows? Maybe they've paid to become excellence providers. But we have listed, let's say, a funeral home, and then it has pricing. Whether it's actually pricing for the funeral home or not sure. And then after all of them, it says online only financing, payments as low as. No. These aren't payments with the funeral home. The goal of this consumer advocate website is to get you to sign up for a loan through them. So they will be the third-party person that is taking your money, it appears. So it's not connected to the funeral home. The funeral home hasn't authorized at all this stuff. They've pulled numbers from who knows where. Some of them do say request pricing, but just to give you an average. So it says the average for the state of Michigan for direct cremation is $22.45. Sounds probably about right, actually. On high, it's about $44.95, and on low is $6.95. So these numbers do not sound off the charts at all. We are ranked 25 of 50 states. So go Michigan, we are right in the middle. Now here's the interesting. The national average for a direct cremation, this is picking someone up, cremating them, giving them back to the family. We are talking basic service is $21.83. On high, it's $9,800. Who in the heck is paying $9,800 for a direct cremation? That's crazy train. These are not numbers that are pulled from any logical source. And as low as $275. Again, who is paying $275 for a direct cremation? Like, where is this place? If you're only paying $275 for a direct cremation, the gas alone to operate the retort is going to cost more than that, I would think. These are not logical numbers. So full service cremation on high national average, 19,300. Like, where are they getting these numbers? Where? These are not numbers that exist. Traditional funeral service burial on average, they are saying in Michigan is $79.23, high of $11,000, low of $49.15. Those, yeah, maybe. A national average, they're saying high of $20,475 and low of $38.50. Again, where are you getting a full traditional burial service for $38.50? I think these numbers, here's the garbage can. We're just gonna pull some numbers. We're gonna throw them at the world. So it looks like the whole behind this funeralosity website is to get you to purchase through this third party. It says you're going to get discounts, 100% price transparency, receive a free funeral planning and estate planning guides. Good. Sign up for the guides. Get the guides. Guides are always good. Planning, good. Financing. Watch your booty. Yeah, Singer Savannah, this doesn't all add up. And the fact that they just put numbers out there and that any funeral home can become an excellence provider, whatever it is, just there's something a little suspicious. But these are the things I want you guys to realize is sometimes anybody can do whatever they want. Anybody can go on these websites. Hold on, I'm going to try and prop my phone. Anybody can go on whatever, create a website, tell you whatever they want, put whatever numbers. It's look for accuracy. I mean, yes, I could be just here spewing rubbish that is non-logical as well. But just like anybody can start a GoFundMe page for somebody and say it's for somebody's funeral. It doesn't even have to be connected with the family. People could be contributing to the wrong place. There are taxes involved with GoFundMes. There are all sorts of online funding companies for funerals. I need to do a whole video on that to let you guys know which ones are on the up and up, where legit, all of that. So this was just my little bit of warning that there are some super bad things out there that you just need to watch yourself. Always Google. If it doesn't seem right, Google reviews, legitimacy, just Google. Same with funeral homes. Google look up how much, do they have a license? Are they legal? Is the funeral director a licensed funeral director that is overseeing, that is embalming? Check licensing. Cover your butts. In our day and age, people are doing bad things everywhere. And unfortunately, we sometimes had to take a breath and check into the businesses before we use the businesses. How it gets through, there is not enough people working at the state level or the national level to inspect businesses of any kind on a regular basis. So like with funeral homes, there was a guy that just was arrested for operating for a while as a funeral home, no licensing, no anything. There was a guy just was arrested for being an unlicensed as a medical examiner. This guy was performing autopsies on people, getting paid for it. No license, not a medical examiner, not a doctor. Just, where he was doing these is what I want to know. Like, what are the facilities? Were they dropping him off like at his garage or something? Like, oh my gosh, it's crazy what is happening in our world. But some of this, look into licensing and things. I had a story that I wanted to respond to also, an email. And so this is a story that someone sent me in Australia, happened to in Australia, funeral home. Family goes in for their first viewing, and that's not our mom, or mum, they said. And the funeral home's like, it is her. Go back to your funeral. They're like, no. This is not our mother. Not her. The funeral home would not understand. So they finally had to pull out a photo on their phone from their mom's deathbed of what she looked like right prior to death and show it to them. And they're like, oh, you're right. It's not her. So rather than rectify the situation, do anything about it, they told them to go on with their funeral. We'll deal with it later. So they wanted the family to sit down, 100 people there, sit down, have a funeral, looking at a woman they don't know. Like, what is going on? What is going on? And so, yeah, that's what happened. And they then later, you know, buried the right person and cared for the right person. And the funeral home's response is, you know, we have settled this with the family. We have rectified. We will financially refund them. And, you know, we are going to make it right by them. So look this up. It's in Adelaide, Australia, dead body funeral home casket mix-up. I'm sure it'll pop up. This is why you guys send me naughty funeral homes all the time, because we have the naughty funeral home series. But Hokey Pete, guys, some of this stuff is like, what is going on in the world? The mom was back, I'm guessing back at the funeral home, waiting for her funeral. I won't lie, I have had a funeral where actually it was going to be a cremation, and I told the family that they had to do an identification for me because the woman did not look like any of her pictures, not even remotely close to her pictures. I would have sworn that it was not her. So I had them do an identification. I did have another one as well. The woman had been on life support for a while, which when you're in the hospital on any kind of support, you're being pumped full of fluids, and your body can retain pounds upon pounds upon pounds of liquids, which can swell your body. And she had been on steroids prior to that, which had swelled her body. We can't get rid of that swelling. We can try to help with the edema, that water swelling. But this woman was twice her usual size, didn't look like a single picture they had brought me. We got her ready, had her out for viewing. And I kid you not, I held my breath, waiting as they walked up to the casket, because I was sure, like 100% sure they were going to go, that's not her. Oh, she looks beautiful. Mom looks great. And I was like, oh my goodness. So there are moments that people have changed so much in that final death stage that they don't look like pictures that folks bring in. So there are moments like that. I mean, I've had just me has had two that are popping to the front of my mind, but yeah, funeralosity. Oh my goodness. Yep. Wild. We just did the video yesterday, posted about Kobe Bryant, which you guys had requested like crazy as soon as the autopsy reports came out. I was never going to cover that case, but you know, it was a good one in terms of aspects of damage to his body, trauma to his body that we needed to talk about, and ended up being a really great conversation with John and Ryan. However, it's insane that a lot of the comments today on the video are more about the fact that Ryan is wearing a tank top while we filmed this at like 9 o'clock at night at home after work and everything. More comments are about what he was wearing than about like the content. That to me is just wild that people care that much what we wear when we're in our own homes, off duty, not working. Yeah, it just kind of shows a lot, I think, about what people think about funeral directors. I think there's some vocations that people think don't get turned off, you know, like clergy and I don't know. What are some others that you guys can think of where I think that people think that you can't ever relax or go a little wild or do anything because you have to have this 24/7 reverence about your life or something. What other careers do you think are like that? Let me know. And then posted some videos on Ick Factor yesterday, some new just wild ones, which is fun. I love, that's been our kind of fun. I distract myself by doing that. So lots of wild stuff lately. I'm so inundated with work and trying to keep all these balls in the air. So it's pretty fun, but wild. School's starting soon too. So we're getting ready. getting ready for kids going back to school, which will be good because it opens up time for me to work on stuff. But I'm going to be sad when they're gone from my day, so that I'm usually at home with them, because I do appreciate that with them. But coming up, I've got a lot of recording going on. Super fun. Going to be doing a crematory operator roundtable. I've got 20 questions that you guys have sent to me over the years. Kind of the most requested questions that I'm going to have a group of crematory operators answer, just to see if we get varying answers. And yeah, I'm excited because it should be really fun. And doing some new disposition chats with some people more familiar with composting. Yeah, podcast. I'm debating doing a podcast still. I have the series that I'm supposed to be doing with Brenda, the funeral countdown. But by God, try and get two crazy single mom funeral directors together to record has been more of an undertaking, no pun intended, that I ever thought. We've got 30 plus episodes ready for that, that we just have to record. And I kind of want to do it in person, but I kind of also want to do it podcast. So there's a lot of debating. And the NFDA, the National Funeral Directors Association Convention, is coming up in October. And well, I'll just tell you, me and the boys, Ryan, Brian, and John, are toying with doing a recording an episode of our Beer with the Boys, a longer episode for you guys, which put the four of us together in a room, and I'm a little concerned with how off the wall it might get, but I just love those guys and love filming with them. They're amazing. Wealths of knowledge that's far beyond. I'm so lucky to have connected with all of them and super excited. So if we do the live event, it's going to be in Baltimore. And if we can get it in a space to announce and kind of let everybody know that it's happening, I will let you guys know, just if it's something that viewers and stuff can come to. It depends on the space and what we figure out, because we have no idea what we're getting into. So, and I don't know what Paul is having an issue with. Yeah, because I'm on my phone, so they go by so quickly. I don't know what I think Paul is the one that I'm remembering that didn't like the tank top, which that's fine. I may show up in a tank top on the next film just to prove a point. But I think have grace. If you don't like the content, you don't have to be here. You don't have to watch it. That's fine. Everybody has opinions, and everybody is entitled to their opinions. You can go watch something else then if you don't like the tank top. So I don't care if the boys wear tank tops. I don't care if I wear a tank top. We try and be respectful in all of our words and bring our best knowledge to the table, and I think that's all that really matters, Julie. So yeah, well, I'm done droning on this one. I saw this website and I was like, oh my gosh, we have to do this. I have to talk about this right now. Yeah, I do need a day. I do need a day off. Dominic, I did last weekend, took off and went to Chicago for the Bears game, the Bears preseason game, which was awesome, and just relaxed and hung out. And that was super nice to get to do. I love the Bears and I love Chicago, and it's been a while since I've been there. I think it was pre-COVID last time I went to Chicago. So it's been a hot minute, and it was nice to get away. I don't get a lot of just down time. I know the boating is about the most downtime, and we end up filming when we go boating for the Ick Factor or for here, because Josh and I don't just go on, Hey Three Souls, don't just go on, you know, dates a ton between kids and work and life, but oh well, we find our time and we get to bring stuff to you guys. You know, it becomes part of our everyday to do videos and to do this. I think Josh is getting accustomed now and is understanding. He still is super humbled by any, you know, silver fox comments or things like that. That's very new to him, and it's very cool, which he is. He's a not shabby to look at, right? So, oh, I need to come down to Missouri again. I'm going to come to St. Louis again at some point here. I need to go to Bellefontaine Cemetery, the new huge, insane mausoleum that is there. Need to come film. So a lot of things on my agenda that I want to do. So like too many, but it'll all get done and we'll get it all done. So thank you guys for the support. Thank you for all you bring to the channel. I cannot do this without you. Just keep questions and topics and things coming, because I will get there and I will get to them. They all go on my list. And it'll be what it is. Yeah, Leo, the you posted a question earlier. I'm sorry I didn't answer it. FTC doesn't regulate online website stuff, only a funeral home. So if a place called a funeral home, they could quote them pricing on the phone, but the funeral home is not obligated to send them a price list. They could stop at every funeral home and get a physical price list to place on their website. But I'm just guessing they call and try and get numbers, and what they can't get, they don't get, or I don't know what they do. But that no, FTC can't oversee them. It's like a third party financing, essentially, or a fourth party. I don't even know. That's just crazy. No worries, Leo. You ask great questions always, always, always. So bring them. All right. Thank you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.